As always, learning to bind ourselves to God, pledge God haste and redemption, and give the Rebbe some nachas, further his malchus. God willing, going to learn the first portion of Parsha Shoftim, a very powerful parsha this week. This is the week where the Rebbe says in an Aleph and Nun Beis that it's incumbent upon us to publicize that we've been appointed a prophet that's head and shoulders above the generation here to lead us in pretty much all ways. It's wham bammer. Maybe we'll even get a chance to put that up this week, God willing. Alright, so chapter 16, verse 18. Perak Zion, Pasuk Yud Ches, Shoftim v'Shoftim Titlamcha, you shall place judges and officers, b'chol shirecha in all your cities, asher Hashem Elokecha nosim lach, which God your God gives to, Shiftecha, for your tribes, v'shavtu esa'am, mishpat tzedek, and they'll judge the people righteously. Shoftim v'Shoftim, Shoftim Dayanim, posting esadin, the judges are the judges, they judge the law, v'Shoftim ha'asa'am achar mitzvasam, and the harodin ha'asa'am achar mitzvasam. And the police officers, they enforce the punishment. They make them do the judgment. In your cities, how to read the verse. Each tribe gets its own judge, and each city too. It says that they will judge the people, and Rashi, the Chayenu cuts off the end, but I assume it means that they'll do a righteous judgment. So it means, how do you make sure you get a righteous judgment? You have to appoint expert and righteous judges. Yud Tes, Lo Satim Mishpat, don't tilt the din, Lo Sakir Panim, don't play favorites, Lo Tigha Shokat, don't take bribes. Yishokat Yaver Ene Chachamim, because bribes blind the eyes of even the wise. And they tilt the words of the righteous. Rashi, like it says, even while they're just saying their cases, don't show any favoritism. Don't be nice to one guy and hard on the other. Don't tell one guy to sit and one guy to stand. Because when the guy sees him, when Shimon sees the judge playing favorites towards his opponent Levi, he's going to get all confused. He won't be able to present his case properly. Don't take a bribe even if it's to judge properly. It'll tilt the guy. Because the person takes a bribe. Person takes a bribe, it's impossible their heart won't lead towards that person. The way money is built into us, it plays such a great part of our might and our strength. I realized this for a long time, but it makes a little more sense now. When people used to struggle with idol worship, which I don't think we recognize as a struggle so much these days. Yes, all the refined levels of TV and movies and looks and whatever else you want to pick, but I mean, to bow down on the stone thing, I don't think you see that so much anymore. Maybe you do, but I don't think you do. So it says the great sages at one point took the desire for idol worship off because it becomes so strong and God hates it so much, and put it into our desire for money. And that's why that is such a strong passion. But it also, puts a person on his feet. It gives him some freedom. It doesn't give him happiness, but it gives him the ability to move, make decisions, by choices, so to speak. So just the fact that the judge has money in his pocket from one of the litigants, even if it's saying, the litigant saying, please judge this righteously, judge it down the line, exactly perfect, it'll still tilt the man's heart a little bit to want to show favoritism towards this guy. Different stukim, righteous judgments. And even referring back to the truth uttered on Mount Sinai, it'll disgrace the Torah a little bit. If the judge is bribed and something funny comes out of his mouth, then it even perverts the Torah a bit. Because the judges are sort of the last line and the only line when it comes to understanding God's law in this world. It's a very powerful place to live. If a person does a righteous judgment, a judge has a righteous judgment, it's like he partnered with Hashem in creation. If he does a bad judgment, it says really not nice stuff about it in the laws of judges. But generally, a person should try to remove himself from judgment, seek compromise. This makes people happy. This is Pirkei Avos. Also in laws of judges, obviously brought down from Pirkei Avos. Alright, Pasuk Chaf, Tzedek Tiru, pursue righteousness, Manticha, so you'll live, and you'll be able to stay in the land that Hashem gives you. Tzedek Tiru, have a good court. And if you, God forbid, you have a case, seek out a reliable court. Excuse me, Just by appointing righteous judges and good courts, that's enough to merit to keep us in the land, in the Holy Land like I gave to us. Because it shows if you have righteous judges, you want to live by Torah law. You're at least putting the system in place that says Torah law is important to us. If the gavel comes down against Levi and he doesn't want to pay the $100, that's another thing. But just the fact that Levi wanted good judges, it shows he believes in Torah and God's way and wants to do God's plan. Very good. Haf Aleph, new topic. Don't plant any Asherah trees. That's an idol worshipping trees. As a Mizbach Hashem, near the altar of Hashem. Your God, Asher Tasabach, which you should make for yourself. Rashi, it's a problem once he plants it. Even if he never worships it, even if it doesn't grow, just the fact that he planted it, it's a big problem. This also serves as a warning not to do any general construction on the Temple Mount. I was wondering why it mentions specifically next to the altar of God. You can't plant an Asherah tree anywhere, so why doesn't it so? It teaches no construction on the Temple Mount, doesn't have the right zoning. I think as Robert Gordon, the blessed memory says, should have it in Bukash when the English name Benita. Just staring at the air conditioners, pulling a little hard, might have to switch that up in a second. Chav Beis, Osakim Lacham Etzeva, don't set up for yourself any worshipping stones, just only Hashem Lekecha, which Hashem hates. It's a single stone that they would offer on it. Even for the sake of heaven, don't do it even with good intent. God doesn't want this one stone business. Why not? He told us to make this stuff at one point. How could he hate? I'm sorry, altars of stone and wood he told us to make, but this particularly hates because Canaanim, because this is what the Canaanites would do. Even though when the patriarchs did it, it was great, but the Canaanites perverted it so much, Hashem started to hate it. Actually, saying, no, he hates it because now it's been used for idol worship. This shows how much Hashem can hate idol worship and the perversion of the Goyish nations. And there's a lot to say about that. I mean, a mitzvah is a mitzvah no matter what, can't be perverted, and God loves it. Unless God says different, which is a tricky point. But, it says in the Chumash explicitly, is one thing, not if somebody tells you something else. We learned about false prophets last week, true prophets. What we talk about regularly, God does. It's a fundamental principle of our faith that God speaks to prophets and they guide us, lead us forever. And, good stuff. The same way, a Jewish seed, a holy seed, could be turned into, God forbid, a goy lahavdil if it's in a non-Jewish woman, the power of it. And the same way, a Jewish woman could elevate a non-Jewish seed to be a Jew, the power of the Jewish woman. It's just unbelievable. All right, I'm just going to cover the air conditioner. 1 second, please. Sorry about that. All right, chapter 17, verse 1. Don't offer to Shem your God. Shor v'seh, oxes or sheep, asher yibomum, if they're blemished, cold ra, anything yucky, so if it's Hashem l'kecha, who he hates that. Offer good stuff to Hashem. Rashi l'siva cold ra, zahar l'pagil v'gadashim al-yidei ra. This is the warning against pigul. Let's talk about that in a second. God willing, and many other drashes. Pigul, it either has to do with he had in mind he was going to eat it in the wrong place or the wrong time. I think pigul is the wrong place. I think notar is the wrong time. If I remember right, I don't have it in front of me right now. But I think the person who's offering it was, he even initially he had the idea that he was going to eat it someplace he shouldn't. And it just says an evil utterance. Alright, well it says in Fagil, I'm not exactly sure what that means. Hopefully we'll find out. Pasuk base. Should it be found amongst you, one of your cities, which Hashem gives to you, someone, a man or woman who does not nice, in the eyes of Hashem your God, to transgress the covenant, not to do idol worship. They do idol worship, they bow down to the stars, or the moon, or the sun, which Hashem never said. Asher l'sevisu to love them, to serve them. Dalit. and you hear about it, you should check it out real well. It's not going to ever, and it's true. Unfortunately, what happened, God forbid. And so Israel, they did this disgusting thing. Doesn't mean it's true. It's established by witnesses. Torah lives and breathes by eyewitness testimony, and we need at least not two witnesses, as Rabbi Gordon, blessed memory, would say. The Rebbe says many times, in Aleph and base, we could have eternal life in these bodies. We just have to receive the face of Mashiach Sikeno, which, as far as I can tell, an exact print I found to me and memorized Mishnayos and say it in the streets, which Mishnah is Loshin Shoma, and also learn about the redemption. It changes your whole view of everything, of godliness. It's always a back and forth with the person between how much God does he perceive and how much world does he perceive. And Chassidus really helps the person perceive a lot more God and a lot more world, and not only just to perceive more God than the world, but to fuse them where it's one thing, and there's ultimate oneness of only God. Hey, Votzias Isha, who Isha he, take out this man or this woman. Asher Asu Sadavar Razeh, who did the yucky thing, Al Shiracha, to the gates. As a Isha, Skaltam Avonim Mesu, should stone them and they should die. Votzias Isha, who. Shirecha, Targum El Shirecha, Lishar Beis Dinacho, Toya Shekain Shinino. Rashi doesn't like the Targum. El Shirecha was a Sha'abud boy. O Eno El Shar Shadinum Bo, Nama Shirecha Lamanta, Nama Shirecha Lamayla, Ma Shirecha Haoma Lamayla Shar Sha'abud Bo. Rashi says it's not that often the gates of the city mean where the court convenes, but Rashi says it doesn't fit here, it's more where he's served. This is so the place. I guess this is usually most of these things go down near the courts, but here this is going to go down where the person served the idol. God forbid. Everybody should serve. Period. Vav al pishnaim edim v'shlosh edim. According to 2 or 3 witnesses, you must amaze the person will be killed. You must be echad, but 1 witness is not good enough to get him killed. Vav al pishnaim v'shlosh. Why does it say 2 and then 3? If I have 2, obviously 3. Rashi says. To show that 2 and 3 are equal, they're each one group of testimony. And they can't become false witnesses unless the whole group is falsified. There's a lot to say about that, but I don't think now is the time or the place. Zayin Yada Adim Tika were shown, and the witnesses should get these idol worshippers first, Lamito, to kill them, and then the rest of the nation, and get rid of this evil. We're talking about these judges. What if it's too hard? What if it's a super hard case? Whether it's types of blood, or type of grievance, or type of blemish, or any type of argument, then you come up to the higher court where Shem has chosen, the place where Shem has chosen. Just make sure we said that properly. That it got hard, and then after it became hard, become a matter of dispute. Then go to the place that Shem chooses. See what this is talking about. You could probably call up Allah Abdallah. Free should separate it. You don't know what's going on. Whether it's pure or impure blood, whether he's innocent or guilty, pure or impure. Blemishes, whether I'm talking about saras, is it saras? Is it just some other type of skin disease, God forbid? Is it pure? Saras is impure. Skin diseases aren't healthy, but they're not biblically impure. So the person has to know. Does he need the Kohen? Does he need the dermatologist? So Rabbi Gordon blessed him when we said, Rabbi says many times we could have eternal life in his body. You just have to see its face of Mashiach. When you got in Mashiach and remember, in the streets, say it in the streets. What does it mean? It'll be a matter of dispute that the sages will dispute this matter. They won't come to a common consensus what the law is. One says pure, one says impure. One says innocent, one says guilty. Then you get up and head uptown. And I thought, I didn't say explicitly, but I thought they were heading towards the Great Sanhedrin, which is in Jerusalem. This teaches us that where the Sanhedrin sat is higher than all the other places in Eretz Yisrael. A temple was sat very high, although I think it's not the actual highest. It said it was placed on the shoulders of the ox, not the head, because David was thinking about, or Shlomo was thinking about building it another place that was a little bit taller, and they said bring it back down a little because the shoulders of the ox are nicer. Tes Uvasa El Hakonim Levim, and go to the Kohanim and the Levim, El Shoftim and the judge Asher Yibah Yom Mehem, which are in those days, Drash the Higud Lecha. And they'll seek it out and they'll tell you Stavar Mishpat, to tell you the law. Kohanim Levim, Kohanim Sheyitzim and Shevet Levi. They're also Kohanim are also Levites. Even if these judges aren't as good as the previous generations, you listen to them. The judge of your time is your judge. There's no playing around. That's how Hashem arranged it. That's who you got. And this is God's emissary to speak to you the law this time. Even if he tells you the wrong thing, it's still your law. It's very interesting. That's a nice thing about going to the judge, calling the beis din, and once you get it, even if they tell you the absolute wrong thing, for you, I guess if you know it's 100% wrong, it's something else. But you know, you understood they're telling you the right thing, you act on it, then you are acting in God's way. You are. It's hard to say that, but you know, when they speak, that's God's law for you. Your personal emissary from God to tell you the law, and if you act in accordance with them, you are acting as God's emissary as well, keeping the law. Yud, v'sisa al pi hadavar, and you should do asher yigidu l'cha min ha'makom hahu, whatever they tell you from that place, asher shifra Hashem, which the place Hashem chose, the shemar v'tzos kol asher yirucha, and be careful to do whatever they tell you, however they instruct you. Yud aleph al pi haTorah asher yirucha, according to the Torah that they instruct you, al mishpat asher yamru, and the judgment that they tell you. V'atasa l'sor min hadavar asher yigidu l'cha, yamin and small, don't tilt from it right or left. Just curious how they do the two different languages here. Words of Torah that they instruct you. I guess that's just general teaching, and the law maybe is the actual judgment. So if they're teaching you Torah, do what they say. If they give you judgment, do what they say. But yeah, let's do what we were supposed to do anyway. Let's do it God's way. Yud beis v'ish asher yasav zadim levit l'shemol ha'kohen, and someone who intentionally doesn't listen to this high court, omer l'shar Hashem as Hashem l'kecha, which stands to serve Hashem your God. The courts are really serving Hashem. Or a shofet, or the judge, who makes it ishahu, and he should kill the guy. People have to listen to the high court, or this guy is wiped out. Do it again. We're closing. Pasuk. And the people will hear, and the people see and hear, and they won't mess up anymore. Now, important to have good judges. Listen to the courts. Do as they say. We still need policemen to enforce it because not everyone wants to pay up. It's just that one thing, though. Excuse me. Don't offer anything that has a bad. Let's see, Rashi and Vik or 7:18. I have to check that up. Give me 1 second, please. It'd be nice if we could straighten it out in one shot. Rashi, did reference another Rashi. Just wanted to see how he messed up the sacrifice with words. The chapters are a little longer than I expected. It's in the wrong time, which I thought was notar. It ended with a thought, not a speech. Where's this thought? Even a thought makes a pickle. This is a friend of pickle. It's interesting. There, it's there. Rashi clearly says thought, and here Levi clearly says speech. Evil utterance. Okay, it is what it is. Have good judges. Offer sacrifices properly. No idol worship. Get those idol worshippers. Get them in the place they served. Don't plant any of those funky trees. Don't build on the Temple Mount. Listen to the judges. If it's too hard, go to the high court and listen to them. If someone plays around with that, you gotta get them too. Alright, and let's do it God's way. Mashiach.